Renegade Immortal Episode 116. In the previous episode, Wang Lin established his authority within the Black Armor Army, after killing a rebellious regiment leader and presenting undeniable proof of his innocence. He forced the entire camp to acknowledge his strength. Even the army steward and the mysterious old Ascendant-level cultivator recognized his power. With a single gesture, Wang Lin raised a towering pagoda from the earth itself, sealing his position as commander and spreading awe throughout the ranks. Meanwhile, in another military camp, Yao Xixue continued her secret attempts to enter a forbidden place tied to her father's ancient plans. She used rare blood soul pills and a mysterious blue blood ritual. But once again, her attempt failed. Exhausted yet determined, she realized she needed outside help, and her thoughts turned toward Wang Lin. What will happen next? Stay tuned. And the story continues. There are two more cultivators in ancient demon city besides me. Among the two, one of them is only at the early stage of soul transformation, so they can't help much. Only this Wang Lin, who can endure up to the demon general's 7th punch, should be powerful enough. Only his personality is cold, so without any reward, I'm afraid it will be very difficult to get him to help me. Yao Xixue stood in silence after murmuring those words. Her eyes were calm but thoughtful. With a gentle wave of her hand, a white light shimmered around her, covering her bare skin. Within moments, she was wrapped in a flowing white dress that fluttered lightly around her figure. Meanwhile, inside the Black Armor Army camp, Wang Lin was in deep cultivation. The demonic spiritual energy he had absorbed from more than 500 demon soldiers, as well as regiment leader Sun, was circulating through his body like a vast ocean. The demon crystal inside him had now surpassed 1,000 ranks, and with each fusion, his speed of absorption increased dramatically. He ignored all military matters and focused solely on his cultivation, preparing for the crucial step toward the late stage of soul transformation. The demonic energy within him boiled like fire, and he carefully refined every strand of it into pure essence. One day, while meditating in silence, his eyes suddenly opened. A faint ripple crossed his normally calm expression. A misty, feminine voice echoed softly inside his origin soul. Fellow cultivator Wang, tonight at midnight, meet me on the ancient mountain 1,000 kilometers from the army camp. Yao Xixue. He pondered briefly, then closed his eyes again. Without showing any reaction, he returned to his meditation. Midnight came. Under the cold moonlight, Yao Xixue stood atop the mountain she had mentioned. Her white dress swayed gently in the wind as she waited quietly. Time slipped away, the stars faded, and the first light of dawn broke across the horizon, yet Wang Lin never appeared. Her face turned frosty. With a cold snort, she transformed into a ray of white light and flew straight toward the army camp. The formation surrounding it couldn't stop her, as one of the commanders. She passed through them effortlessly. Inside the camp, demon soldiers were practicing formation drills under their regiment leaders. The moment Yao Xixue descended, countless eyes turned toward her. Her figure was striking. An aura of cold elegance radiated around her as she flew directly toward the pagoda where Wang Lin cultivated. Outside the pagoda, 13, Wang Lin's subordinate, opened his eyes sharply. He rose, blocking her path. "Incomer, stop," he shouted. Yao Xixue's gaze was as cold as ice. She ignored his words, and her speed only increased. 13 roared and threw a punch, but before his fist could land, she pointed her slender finger, and a ray of blood-colored light shot forth, wrapping around him like a crimson cloak. In an instant, 13 froze where he stood, his body stiff like stone. Without sparing him another glance, Yao Xixue continued forward. By now, the army was in chaos. Regiment leaders shouted orders as 9,000 demon soldiers surged toward the pagoda, their demonic energy flaring. One of them called out, "Commander Yao, stop!" But Yao Xixue only waved her jade-like hand. A surge of blood-colored light erupted around her, expanding to cover 1,000 feet. The soldiers halted outside, blocked by the barrier. "I have private affairs with your commander Wang. Do not interfere," she declared coldly. Then, without hesitation, She entered the pagoda. The moment she crossed the threshold, a gentle breeze passed through. It brushed against her face. And instantly, the blood-colored glow surrounding her body vanished. Her eyes flickered in surprise. The power that had wrapped her in bloodlight was completely dispelled. Outside, 13 trembled as the same breeze passed over him. The crimson aura dissolved, and he could move again. A faint voice echoed in his ear, Wang Lin's calm command. Without a word, 13 sat back down and closed his eyes once more. From within the shadows, Wang Lin's cold voice came. Fellow cultivator Yao Xixue has a bad temper. Yao Xixue's tone was just as sharp. My anger can't compare to fellow cultivator Wang's arrogance. She stepped forward and pushed open the door. Sunlight spilled into the dark chamber, momentarily illuminating Wang Lin's seated figure. His face remained unreadable, his eyes deep and calm. Since you've come here, Wang Lin said in a quiet but cutting tone, if you don't have something that interests me, don't blame me for ignoring you. He had reached a crucial point in his cultivation and could not afford interruptions. His words carried no hostility, yet they were filled with the weight of indifference. Yao Xixue's expression softened slightly. When I asked you to meet me on the ancient mountain, why didn't you come? She demanded. Why would I go? Wang Lin asked flatly. Her anger faltered. The question caught her off guard. She realized she had acted too impulsively. After a brief pause, she bowed slightly. This matter was my recklessness. I hope fellow cultivator Wang won't take offense. I came because I need your help. What is it? Wang Lin replied curtly. She turned and waved her hand. The door behind her shut with a dull thud, and a blood-colored light enclosed the entire pagoda. This matter is extremely secretive, she explained. I must ensure we aren't disturbed. I hope fellow cultivator won't mind. No problem, Wang Lin said calmly. There is a restriction I cannot break by myself. She continued. If you help me, once it's broken, I will give you a great reward. Wang Lin frowned. I have important matters to deal with. I cannot help you. He wasn't lying. Even if he had time, he would not agree so easily. Her words were vague and clearly hiding something. If she couldn't break the restriction with her cultivation, how could he believe he would succeed? But Yao Xixue was prepared for his refusal. She took a breath and said softly, fellow cultivator Wang, you are at the mid-stage of soul transformation. To reach the late stage, you will need a great amount of celestial jades, and if you aim for the ascendant stage, the amount you'll need will be unimaginable. Without them, even surviving the next 500 years in this realm would be difficult. I believe celestial jade is what you lack most right now. If that's true, I can provide them. Her words struck a chord. Wang Lin opened his eyes again, and in the darkness, they gleamed faintly. How many can you provide? Yao Xixue smiled confidently. Enough for you to reach the early stage of ascendant. Her offer was bold, and for the first time, Wang Lin hesitated. Celestial jades were indeed what he needed most, although he had enough to barely reach the late stage of soul transformation. Using them all would leave him vulnerable in the future. That was why he had chosen to cultivate using demonic energy instead, saving his jades for emergencies or for the final breakthrough. He had already decided that once he reached the peak of the late stage, he would lead the demon soldiers out and plunder celestial jades from other cultivators if necessary. But Yao Xixue's offer tempted him deeply. Seeing that, Yao Xixue quickly added, if you agree, I can give you enough celestial jades right now to reach the late stage of soul transformation. The rest, I will hand over once we return. Wang Lin was silent for a long moment. What kind of restriction is it? He finally asked. I don't know its name, she admitted, but once activated, it forms a massive rotating wheel with 18 layers of restriction seals. I have broken through 11 of them so far. With your help, I believe we can break through them all. Her words were mostly true, but she concealed one crucial detail. Each attempt carried a mortal risk. If one failed, death was certain. She had already failed 4 times, dying each time and reviving only because of the rare blood soul pills her father had obtained at great cost. Wang Lin narrowed his eyes. Where is this restriction located? Yao Xixue hesitated. I can't say more until you agree. I can only tell you that a special treasure is needed to enter. As of now, no one but me can enter that place." Wang Lin fell silent, his thoughts deep and calculating. She was clearly hiding much. But the offer of celestial jades was difficult to ignore. With enough of them, his advancement would be swift and secure. Still, he wouldn't commit too quickly. After a long moment, he finally said, "I have to take some time to consider this. I'll give fellow cultivator an answer 4 months from now." And that wraps up this episode. In this part, we saw how Yao Xixue approached Wang Lin, seeking his help to break a mysterious and deadly restriction that she couldn't overcome alone. Despite her cold and proud demeanor, she tried to persuade him with an irresistible offer, a vast amount of celestial jades. Enough to help him reach the late stage of soul transformation and even touch the early ascendant realm. However, Wang Lin, ever cautious and calculating, sensed that she was hiding something. Although tempted by her offer, he chose not to give an immediate answer, deciding instead to think it over carefully before making any move. If you enjoyed this episode or found it interesting, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to receive updates on the latest episodes in Wang Lin's journey. Thank you for watching, and see you all in the next video.